This show is sponsored by HiveMind CRM. It is more than just a CRM. It is a real estate and business mastermind that comes with an all-in-one CRM. You can have unlimited websites and users. You can call, text, RVM, and email all in one user interface. And you can set up custom automations for any type and multiple businesses. 65% of companies start using a CRM system within the first 5 years of business. Once implemented, the HiveMind will save you on marketing, give you more time, and make more money. One of our users had his first $100,000 month using our system in June. We want to see you automate and accelerate your business. Text us at 210-972-1842 for future meetings and, of course, to get our $1 course on how to make more than 6 figures on one land deal. You can schedule your free demo today at HiveMindCRM.io.
Hello. How's everybody doing? I just got off a podcast call and I'm like, Anthony, you're gonna have to start it off because I'm gonna need a minute. And he didn't show up. He failed me. So I'm here alone today. And Sam is laughing at me. That's all right though. But it shows I can handle it. I literally just got off right then and there. So I'm like positioning and converting over. I had a great conversation about trekking, which, if you don't know, I did that for a little bit, but it's interesting. How's everybody doing today? We got Ambrose, Sam, Roderick, Matthew Grimes. How everybody's doing today?
We are doing good, Daniel. You can take your break. I mean, we will talk amongst ourselves for a little while.
I mean, you guys were really talking up a storm before I came on, so.
How long you're going to be gone? Like 5 minutes, maybe?
Yeah, those 5 minutes. But no, we'll continue on. I just got the text for the call, so I guess I'm right on time apparently. Yeah, I wanted to cover. Actually, I don't know what I want to cover today. I just got done talking for 40 minutes. To now do it again. I appreciate everybody coming out, man. These calls are we learn a lot and we become better teachers by teaching more. So we appreciate everybody comes out and gives us the opportunity to speak and for you guys to listen. You guys ask questions, and we appreciate everybody that comes out. Anybody struggling with anything that they need help with, I think we'll start there. We'll see if we can help out with something. Let's make a difference.
Yes, Daniel. So I have a question.
Hit me.
I reached out to. Yeah, this is Red. So I reached out to a person in Phoenix, and he has like a very big lot that is he's looking to sell. He asked me to submit an LOI. It would be like super high price, like in the 2 million range.
Okay.
So my question is, how much time do you guys usually ask in terms of closing?
So for LOIs, we usually try and do, if you know the seller, just try and get under contract for as long as you can. We usually do like a 90-day at minimum on the LOI for under contract. 90-day minimum, especially for land. We'll try and get it for 6 months to a year if we can, but we were trying to get it for 90 days at minimum under contract. Just because land takes longer to move, you can make more money with it with find the right buyer, but you just have to put 90 days. And they're okay with that because as long as one of the things that we do is we usually try and get them their price point or close to their price point as possible. So they're usually willing to work with us on our time frame if we give them their price.
Got it. Thanks, Daniel.
Yep. And that's just LOIs are its own paperwork. For anybody that doesn't know what LOI is, a LOI is a letter of intent. It's usually used for commercial properties. You can submit them on any type of property, but it's usually used for commercial assets. And it usually states it's not necessarily a contract. It's the terms of the agreement of putting under contract. So if they agree to the terms from the LOI, they'll actually submit a contract after that to confirm the LOI pretty much at that point. So for everybody listening, and I interviewed a guy today. He said he's personally filled out and sent out like $800 million of LOIs at 20 years old.
Whoa.
And he had a few accepted where they went under contract and it didn't work out for whatever reason. But it's a good exercise for everybody out there. If you don't know what LOI is, go look one up, practice filling them out. And if you want to play in the commercial space, you'll need to know what LOI is and what's stated on LOIs. as far as like basic information. That way you understand what's going on for everybody that's going in that space.
You said $800 million worth?
$800 million worth of LOIs.
Got it. That's awesome.
It is pretty awesome. So
Yep.
I was happy for him. It was he's a part of a I did an interview with him that'll come out in like 2 weeks, but I did an interview with him, and he was a part of a teenager commercial training type program. So they're teaching these teenagers commercial real estate. It's amazing. So,
where were these people when we were teenagers?
Exactly. So I hope one day we'll create something similar where we'll have Hive teams or something, because it's always great to give back to the younger community and inspire them to do bigger and better things, because those are the people that create our future, are the young, impressionable people.
Hi. Oh, I didn't mean to unmute. I would just say that was awesome, though. And I hope you guys do develop a program that would serve the youth, because, during the summer, especially, they need something, that's productive, and it applies to what they'll be doing in the future. And I think you guys would be the guys that'll do it. So.
Yeah. Me and Anthony, we really, and Anthony has younger teenagers too, so it's really weighed heavy on him as well. And I told him about that. We've thought about doing something like that, but we'd never know how we would structure it. And it's with all the things that we have going on, it's just another thing to build out. But I think we'll probably definitely work out something in the future where we can help teens do stuff during the summer for sure, and just help educate teens on real estate as a whole.
Well, I found out they really are interested. A friend of my granddaughter's, he's a senior. He is really interested, and I'm going to tell him about you guys and what you're doing. He graduates next month.
Awesome.
He is really interested in real estate investing, especially wholesaling. So he's willing to learn. He's teachable. So I think I'm going to tell him about what you guys are doing. He can get in on these.
Yeah, for sure. These are for all ages. Don't get it twisted. There's a lot of information here that we provide. You have to be legally 18 to sign a contract, but that doesn't mean you have to be 18 to do a deal. I heard of a story where his brother, he was 17 at the time and his brother was 19, so he had his brother fill out the contract for him because his brother could legally of age do a contract. So don't think that if you're underage that you can't do real estate as well, because you can. You just have to have somebody fill out the paperwork for you and sign the contract for you. But you still can't do real estate. So there's a lot of insecurities that young people might face with that, but just think you're not alone. And there's people that have done it before you that are getting over it. The funny thing is, me and Anthony actually took the same course to learn real estate. And he started learning real estate when he was 17. He did his first deal before he graduated high school. And he was in real estate for like 4 or 5 years. And then he pivoted into another business type. But that's the person we learned real estate from. He was like 20 years old at the time. So don't be afraid to learn from all types of people and from all different types of ages, because there's people out there that know more than you do, that are a lot younger than you are, that they can take their short knowledge and acquire it a lot faster. So definitely don't underestimate young people out there. They have their own superpower.
Hey, so I was door knocking. I'm in the San Antonio area.
Sure.
And I was door knocking this mobile home park. And like one thing about it, like they own the land under it, but I have this like pretty good lead in there. And they're like semi-motivated. The property does need like a little rehab. And I was just seeing if you knew like I'm trying to see like which exit strategy would be like the best for me.
Are you trying to buy a mobile home in the park? Or are you trying to buy the mobile home park?
Oh no, they own the land under it. I don't think they're under like any like park. Like they just own the land under it.
Okay. So some mobile home parks, they'll actually own all the land and they'll lease the land to the mobile homes themselves. So some homeowners will come in, or mobile homeowners will come in with their mobile home, put it on the land, and they'll just pay lot rent to the landowner who owns the mobile home park.
Okay.
That sounds great.
Yeah, my dad works for zoning, and yeah, he said it wasn't in like a park, like they just like own the land under it.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's like a 1 unit or 2 unit or something.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah. If so, they want to sell the land with somebody else living on the mobile.
Oh no, they want to sell both of it, like the home and the land, like combined.
Oh, is it vacant?
Yeah,
Okay.
it does need like a little bit of rehab, but they're moving.
Send it to Anthony. Anthony's done a few mobile home flips out there.
Okay. All right. And that's,
You know Anthony's number?
no, I don't. Yeah. You think you can text it to me? I mean,
I'll put it in the chat.
And last thing, so I'm a sophomore right now, and would it be like good if I just signed it under my LLC, like with my dad on it?
Yes, you need to have someone 18 or older put under contract.
Okay, all right, sounds good.
Anthony's phone number is in the chat too as well. Send it to him. Definitely, if you are under 18, have somebody over 18, because if you're under 18, your contract is technically void because you're not of legal age to sign a contract. For everybody listening, doesn't happen very often, but congrats on you, Javier, for doing some real estate at 16. That's dope. And door knocking. Look at that. Door knocking.
Yeah, I was scared at first because like I didn't know how they would like treat me because I still kind of have like a little kid voice, but yeah, it went good. I just went with my dad and we just knocked it out.
You're doing fine, man. You're doing fine. I commend you for doing what no one else does at your age, because I was definitely not door knocking houses at 16.
And I was kind of already used to it with like mowing lawns, so I was already in that mode. Like I wasn't scared just to knock on the door.
Gotcha. Okay, sounds good, man. And if you need any help, man, just reach out. We'll assist you any way we can. Who else needs help? Anthony's in the house. Hey, Anthony, Javier's gonna send you a deal. He's got a mobile home in San Antonio.
Ooh, you're saying all the right things to me.
With land.
Ooh, got me again. Thanks, Javier. Yeah, I like land, man. I really do. I really do love it a lot. When somebody tells me about a price or a piece of property over the phone, it's really hard to appreciate, sometimes. And sometimes you show up and you're like, man, this thing's a piece of junk. And then you just want to leave immediately. Sorry you drove out there. And then sometimes you pull up and you're like, oh, man, this is so amazing. Like sometimes I'll just like stop in the middle of my walk. Like, oh, my goodness, who would sell this for that price? It's kind of breathtaking and strange all at the same time. I got a call back right now. I'm looking at something up by Waco, and we're looking at getting like 90 acres for 1 point something-ish. I forgot. I got to look again now. It's like 2.4. And the agent just called me back and said that an 11-acre tract went for like 1.6 in that area. So I'm like, it might be quite another few M's on that one deal. I don't know that it'll pan out, but my main thing is like, who cares about the individual deal? But if you're looking at a lot of those all at the same time, and they'll start to surface more often. And that's kind of what our experience has been right now.
Oh, that's good, man. I've been kind of answering Q&A. Red had a quick question. We're just answering questions here today, Anthony. Who else has got a question here we can answer? We got 17 people on the call. Let's see if we can answer some of your questions.
Yeah, you guys use this time up. If you're here hanging out on these calls and you're making an investment of your time, now's a good time to just ask some questions. If you're struggling somewhere, like, hey, I just can't seem to get a deal, or I can't seem to get anybody on the phone. If you have just something that whatever you feel like might be a bottleneck for you, we've broken through those quite a few times. So we'd be happy to contribute and try to help you get it figured out.
That's right. These calls should not be taken lightly.
Oh yeah, and I had one more question.
Hit us. Go ahead, Javier.
So I've been watching y'all's YouTube channel for a while. Like that's actually how I first heard of y'all, like a couple months ago on Anthony Juan Investments. Just like those, and I've been seeing like the new content with like you interviewing investors and like people like jumping on the call. Would I have to be on like the HiveMind? Would I have to like join the HiveMind subscription to be on one of those calls?
What calls are you talking about?
Like
the podcast?
Like when you're, oh yeah, the podcast. And like people like jump in when they have questions.
Oh, man, we're gonna spill the beans today. These are the calls that we do them on, honestly. So these calls are live. All the other calls that we usually do are usually pre-recorded. So
okay.
Yeah. I'll tell you what it does lead to when you're a subscribing member. We work with you a little bit more hands-on, right? Like you'll take like a Junior Lee or a Ray out in Houston, and we try to bring more deals in front of those people. So yeah, I talk to Junior almost every single day, and whenever you get a lead that you think is hot, we take a look at it, see if we can both make some money on it. So that's the name of the game. Come here, soak up some free knowledge, and then go out and find a deal. Go out and find a deal that's out of your comfort zone, and bring it back here so we can check it out. I'll send it to Daniel or myself, and we'll try to help you get it bought.
That's it.
Hey guys.
Hi, Loretta.
Hey, I got a question.
Hey.
I've kind of partnered with a agent that's down in Georgia, and I'm looking at a lot of land that she has down there. Of course, it's some of it is for sale by owner, but I'm just wondering, even though she's an agent and she's finding me this stuff off market, would you guys kind of partner with me on that, or how do you work that?
Absolutely. Whatever deals you can find, like I said, as long as they're used, like I said, we had this conversation before, Loretta. Once an agent touches it, in most cases, it's no longer a deal. So as long as she's not jumping in front of it, we can probably make something happen.
Yeah, I'll say where the magic happens is if you let everybody know what's going on up front, right? So you let the seller know, hey, I'm an investor. I'm here to make a profit. You might not say it like that, especially in the very beginning when you're brand new, but eventually you want them to know, it's like, I'm making money off this thing or else I'm not going to do it at all.
Mm-hmm.
So when the agent comes on board, the agent tells the seller, hey, it's worth 10 million, when it's worth 1, then you have to be real with them, let the agent know, it's like, hey, I run comps, right? So everybody has to get good at running comps before you submit a deal to us. Just say, hey, I ran comps and nothing supports your 10 million. If I send this to my team, they're going to laugh at me. So our real number is like 950, 990. That's what our number is. It just is. And if they say, no, it's not something we can move forward with, okay, well, have a nice day, or send me the next deal when you get it. And that's it. Just make sure that it's at least a real deal. And then, we'll come in here. We can help you negotiate it, lock it up, talk terms, try to get it on creative, try to find the money for it, whatever it takes to get it done. If it's a deal, then we'll go to work real hard for you.
Yeah, this one is a fixer-upper. So I'm just wondering, how does that work with you all? Do you guys, they wanted 179, but I want to offer 115. I looked at the comps, and since it's a mess, how does that sound to you guys?
Without even seeing the house, in my mind, a full rehab, like that covers everything, updating the plumbing, updating electrical, roof, everything. I mean, my brain already goes right to like 70 to 100,000, right? And that's minimum. Mm-hmm. That's on the low end. So if there's not at least 100,000 for a full rehab, plus whatever kind of profit you want to make, right? Maybe you want to make 10,000 or 20,000 for wholesaling it. And if I put 200 into it, maybe I want to make 100, or 75, whatever makes it worth my time. And then you also got to pad in for mistakes and accidents. So wholesaling houses, it's a whole different, it's a very, very complex region. And so my mind automatically goes to like, I want it for 50 cents on the dollar. I don't care if it needs a rehab. That's like where I'm starting. So if it's a $200,000 house, I'm thinking about paying 100 for it. And if it's already at 120, 130, that deal is just disappearing. So that's what I would do. I would try to find stuff where, there's a lot of room in there, and you have to let the realtor know that too. If you send me something and you send me a 90% deal or something, sometimes even some 70% deals are very unattractive. It's like you're going to do a year-long remodel, park 200 grand in cash, to sell it and make 30 grand or 40 grand. It just doesn't make sense. If you're using somebody else's money and then you're putting that into the property, and then maybe you're going to keep it, right, and just make payments on that house for a long time, then those are awesome. Then you can capture those and turn them into Airbnb or rentals and all that. But if it's your own cash, think about getting in and out as quick as possible. Okay. That's why we love land. Yeah, because you can do a $100,000 deal with no rehab.
Right.
Yeah. Just let her know what you're looking for, exactly what you're looking for. I just tell her, whenever you come across this particular type of deal, I'll take it. And that's it. Yeah, super, super easy. So then land takes out 90% of that front end work, because you could look up the numbers in 5 minutes, and then there's no guesswork as far as like construction costs. Some agents never come across land, so you tell them, if you ever come across land, send it to me.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no problem, Loretta. 50 cents on the dollar is where we start. That's just where we're doing that's where our wholesale numbers start. But if the seller wants to sell, there's always opportunity. But that's where you gotta get the rapport in, 100%.
Yeah, that's a cash offer, right? So if they're going to sell it to you on some kind of terms now, if the guy says, hey, well, I still want 125, which is out of our price range, but say, okay, fine. Maybe we can work out something where we give you 180 payments. How does that sound? You still get your full asking, but now it's going to be spread out over 10 years, right? So you can ride the appreciation with that property. So a couple of different ways to do that. It just depends on the situation, the seller, and the amount of money that's involved. But I think the name of the game when you're first starting is move as quickly as possible. If you can find something that makes you profit in 14 days or 21 days or 30 days, I'd probably knock out a bunch of those in the beginning. If you start getting into rehab, you might work on that deal for, like I said, maybe 90 days or 6 months before you ever see any money out of it.
Right. I got you.
Yeah.
I saw a piece of land that it's vacant. I think it's 0.73 acres. It's in a community. It's here in California. And what's around that community? I'm just asking a question, see how you would explain this to me. It's in a community. It's nearby a school, and it's in a community. I think it's 7 acres. And of course, California, and it's going for like $2 million. Would you guys buy any of that? What would you ask for it? Or I'm just trying to get you to give me an answer on something like that. It's just a vacant land that's in a community. The only thing I think can go there, because I've been to it, I've actually seen it, is if you wanted to build on it. I'm just saying you probably could build a complex on it. And
is it a complex or a single family residence?
It's both. Well, I don't want to say both. Let me see.
It should be zoned.
It's zoned for single family. Yeah.
Yep. So again, you would check comps. Let's say all the houses in that neighborhood are selling for 100,000. Then most of those little like infill lots in between houses, they usually sell for about 10 to 20% of the house value. 20% and maybe in a super hot market, and then of course 10% is kind of standard. So if the house is worth $100,000 by the time it's built ready to sell, then you should be able to pick up that lot for about 10,000, so you can sell it and make a profit. And then of course that's just like a gross generalization, because you can get into a market where if you offer them that, they'd laugh at you and hang up, right? So you got to kind of just judge it based on the neighborhood and the quality of the houses and all that stuff.
Right. Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, that's a rule of thumb. That works. That's at least, so you have a starting point. Super welcome. Anybody else have anything you want to cover? Any kind of questions at all? Situation you're looking at? Something weird? Something off topic?
Yeah, Anthony. How's the Hive Mind HQ going? I know y'all are doing some remodeling to it.
Yeah, good, man. It's really good. It kind of didn't need any remodeling, right? I guess whoever had it before us put like 200 into it for the remodel. Yeah. But it needs like punch out work. I used to do finish work. I was in construction for a very long time, and I used to work in custom homes. So when I walk around, my eye sees everything, right? So in my mind, it needs like, you could probably do punch out here for a year and still not go through everything. So that's all we're doing right now. We painted the exterior. I probably laid down about, I feel like 100 to 110 gallons of paint already on the outside. And I think I still need like at least another 40 gallons to complete the paint just on the exterior.
Wow.
So what's that?
Crazy thing about that house, I actually knew the guy who originally like remodeled it from a church.
Yeah,
we actually went over there, like me and my mom and my dad, because I guess he got them to like do this vitamin selling course. I don't know what it was about, but yeah, he was trying, I guess, to sell some vitamins for like consignment, and I was like, oh, cool. But yeah, he was telling me the story about the house, and that's crazy. When I saw like y'all bought it, like I was like, oh shoot.
Yeah, the guy, I guess he I guess he was losing it or something. So the guy starts taking, they said he gutted it. He started taking everything out of the house that wasn't nailed down, probably some stuff that was nailed down. So I guess he stripped out the floors and all kinds of stuff, cabinets. So yeah, whoever got it after him, and they put all new matching cabinets all throughout and replace all the floors and up and upstairs and downstairs.
Oh yeah, with like that marble floor, that looks like so nice.
It's not even marble, man. It's like the ones that click together. So it's like some kind of synthetic, like vinyl or something. Oh yeah, but it has like marble veins all over it. So the house is pretty cool. They did an amazing job. Like I said, I would still, in my mind, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna never stop punching it out. So it just keeps coming out better and better.
Yeah.
And then I think it's so close to downtown. Like right now, this neighborhood is not an A+ neighborhood, but a little tiny ugly house just sold around here for $280 or $285. After the rehab. So somebody else. What's that?
Yeah, the market's crazy right now.
Yeah, I think we're close enough to downtown that this neighborhood should see some action spread out over the next couple of years. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah, I can't imagine houses are selling for 300 in this neighborhood. It's amazing, but yeah, that's what happened over there, like in King William and
Oh yeah.
Dinwiddie and all that over there. Yeah, just on the east side. I mean, you would have never even drove to the east side after hours after it was dark, and now the houses are going for 500,000 over there.
Yeah, in like those like crazy like 3-story modern ones just like popping up. Because my dad works for zoning, and he actually,
oh dang,
yeah, he's been wanting to get into land investing for a while, but like my mom just has him like tied down. I want this nice house that like all the money's gonna go towards. I'm like, and he's the one that wants to like get into like investing. So with them selling this house, they actually want to probably hop on land investing.
Dude, if you guys ever come by the office just to sit down and talk, I mean, he might not even need to invest his cash. If he can help us like do some consulting, like on some subdivides and some zoning stuff, we might be able to put a cool opportunity in front of him just for investing some time with us.
Dude, I would love to do that because I haven't been there in like, I think it's been 2 years since I've been to that house. It's crazy, but yeah, we could definitely stop by. That'd be cool.
Dude, yeah, so we have open door, for Hive members. So if you're in town, just pop on in, and sometimes we got a big old lunch going, like potluck type stuff. And yeah, we're starting to get more and more people in here, but the people that are here consistently are starting to get deals. So it's a pretty cool environment.
Yeah, and I saw that course. I really wanted to join that when you were doing like a land wholesaling, just everything about it course over there when you first got it.
Oh yeah, like the boot camp.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so one of the girls, Rose, that came to the boot camp, she sent the lead to me, and I went over there and walked it and made the deal. But we got some land under contract right now that has oil production on it, and it's real low.
Yeah, I was on the other call, and you were talking about that.
Yeah, man. So I'm still learning about that. I came from the engineers today, and that's what I'm saying. It's like if you take a real hard look at land, I love houses. I'm gonna probably capture 1 million of them, but just land, when you come across stuff like this, like mineral rights. Somebody sent me one a couple months ago, and it was almost 100 acres with oil production on it, and the guy was selling it for $1 million, which is stupid cheap, with 50% of mineral rights. So I'm like, man, even if you do these deals, because they're great deals, even if you do these deals and make zero on the dirt, you still keep the oil. So now, if you have 5, 6, 7, 10, 25 notes of just oil dripping on you, even if it's not a lot of money, that's still like, I think that's something cool to have. It's like a super cool asset to just have oil money coming in, especially if you just flip the dirt and it didn't cost you anything.
I know, for passive income, I would never have thought about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, nobody ever has to go check on the roof, because it's just dirt. And if the pumps break, the oil company has to fix it. So it's a cool little thing. Like I got some mineral rights from a property up there in Austin. It's not producing, but it's so cool to say I have it, and have a file drawer with different minerals in there. Like, yeah, I think it's a cool game. I think what we collect and what we transact in is amazing. I think land starts with everything, right? So you could do commercial, you could do apartments, houses, you could do. So if everything starts with the land, like, yeah, I'm just gonna just stay here and play here, and just learn to do bigger, better deals.
Yeah, man. I remember I saw that you had like the oil mill going up and down on.
That's it.
That was crazy.
That's it, man. That's the property.
Yeah, so, but I'm gonna sit. Oh yeah, what was that?
I was gonna say I've never even seen one of those in operation. I mean, you're driving to another city and you see them out there pumping, but I've never drove onto a property where they're pumping right there in front of you. I was like, "What? This is weird." And it looked really old. And the lady said those wells have been active for like 80 years or something.
Crazy.
I was like, oh, that's cool.
I know. But yeah, I'm gonna send you that mobile home deal I have in your Converse.
Okay.
And, yeah, I got your number, so I'm gonna shoot you a text later on today, probably like right now, actually.
Man, I'm literally out there. Like, I would love to be the couch guru and tell everybody, like, sit at home and do it. Elizabeth found a 6-figure deal sitting on the couch using her phone, but I'm out there, man. I'm out there jumping fences and, getting barbed wire and stickers in my boots. And I mean, so if you have a property you want to go check out, if it looks like it's a deal, I'll go over there and I'll go meet the sellers with you.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Yeah, I actually door knocked. I don't know if you heard when I first jumped on the call, but yeah, I got it off door knocking, actually.
I was hearing Daniel. I think I just jumped on when you guys were wrapping up that conversation. But man, I was 12 years old when I was door knocking. I think I was 11.
Oh yeah, dude. Was. It's crazy. I used to mow lawn. That's like all I used to do.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pushing a lawnmower up and down the street. I think I was 11 or 12. I'm gonna ask my dad, but my best friend David and myself were just pushing a lawnmower up the street, knocking on every single door. Like, I know somebody in here has my money.
I was doing the exact same thing with my friend, and we're both. I'm trying to get him on like the real estate thing, but we're like both kind of getting on that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I think just start running by yourself as fast as you can, because if you're trying to start it with somebody that's not as motivated as you, they're gonna weigh you down. So yeah, just go as hard and as fast as you can, and then if he's gonna get on board, he'll get motivated and see you and then come on board. I have some of my best friends that I grew up with, and they've never even asked me about flipping land, and they see everything I'm doing. All right, whatever. And I don't judge them or say whatever they're doing is less important. Everybody gets to do whatever they want on this planet, but I just think they're missing out. Yeah, I think in 30 or 40 years, they're going to be like, man, I should have just did what you did. Yeah, I should have.
I'm excited to hop on this real estate stuff
Go
because
as hard as you can in the beginning, man, because that's going to be a reflection for the rest of your career. If you start lazy, you're going to finish lazy. Just go as hard as you can.
yeah, and especially like right now with me being a sophomore, I feel like there's just so much distraction. I'm like slowly getting over that, like just to knock it out, because I've been pretty kind of lazy, like because I could have gotten this like months ago, but right now I'm just taking like the necessary action.
Yeah, the only time and the only thing you can control is right this second, what you're doing right this second. So forget what you did yesterday. Just go to work like you've never had before. Write everything down that you're doing, track everything that you're doing, so you can't lie to yourself, right? Because you might feel like, oh, I was at my computer for 8 hours, but 7 of those were spent on Instagram and Facebook, right? So you just get out a notebook, paper, and keep track of everything that you're doing. How many calls did you make today? Set yourself some targets. Say, I want to talk to 20 homeowners per day. And if I don't hit that number, I wasn't working, right? So, whatever your magic number is, just make sure that you're making as many contacts as possible. So, I know you've heard of doing non-income producing activities.
Yeah.
So for me, if you're not on the phone with the seller, you're doing non-income producing activities, because the only thing that's going to make you money is being on the phone with seller, and nothing else is important. You can systematize and you can do all that and automate everything. But if you're not on the phone with the seller, then you're kidding yourself.
Yeah. Crazy, yeah. But yeah, sounds good though. I'm definitely gonna stop by probably later this week.
Cool, man. Yeah, just shoot me a text. I'm usually here Monday through Friday, 12 to 7-ish. But of course, I'm in and out looking at property. So if you just text me and say, hey, I'm looking about getting there about an hour, then I'll say, hey, give me an hour and a half. I'll be there, that kind of stuff. But I'm mostly here.
Okay, sounds good. I'm gonna let someone else. I don't know if anyone else has questions, but yeah, I'm gonna let them. I want to hog the mic.
No, these are just kind of like open forum rooms, man. We're just all here working, trying to help each other get deals. And then you'll start to JV with people across the country too. Somebody will say, hey, man, I heard you're in, North San Antonio. I got a deal for you. So I think being on these calls too helps make connections when you're brand new.
Yeah, and one thing that I really want to do is start going to these RIAs. I know HBHS is having one on the 26th. I'm thinking I'm going to try to go to that one.
Yeah, we're a lifetime sponsor there, man. We'll have our booth set up there. Every time you go there, there'll be a Hive table. Oh, yeah. Junior Octavio's on this call. That's his meeting. He's the one that set that up and booked it. So go say hi to Mr. Octavio Jr. and pop in and see what he's doing at the Hive booth. But yeah, he's in Houston. He's one of our team leaders in Houston. So anytime he's in town, you can just sit with him and see what he's doing there at the booth. And people will be asking, what's Hivemind? How can it benefit me? How can I use it? And then you'll just hear what he tells people, that kind of stuff. So pretty cool, man. Yeah, HBHS is dope. So HBHS, their main specialty is doing sub 2 and creative finance. So what we do sub 2 and creative finance, but with land, where they're more focused on houses. And again, if a house hits you in the face, I wouldn't walk past it. We pick up houses when we want, but really, like I said, the big deals that you're going to do are going to be in land.
Yeah. Well, do you know of any other RIAs happening in San Antonio?
Not really, man. I don't know anybody that's consistent like them. There's a guy named Victor Moss. I went there one time and never went back. And that doesn't say anything about Victor. I just never did. Yeah, but if you just start liking a bunch of like San Antonio real estate wholesale pages, then you'll see people posting. And yeah, I would agree. Get to the RIAs, get around other people that are doing it. Be very careful, because a lot of people talk, right? They fluff up their numbers and they fluff up what they're up to. But if you can kind of filter out, you'll kind of know after a while who's really playing and who's not. But yeah, I would go to a lot of RIAs and just talk to a bunch of different people, see what kind of ideas people have. If you can go to any events, like national events, like these big ones that you see pop up like in Phoenix and all that, yeah, definitely get to those, man. There's guys that are like 18 years old, 17 years old, making $100,000 a month.
It's crazy, yeah.
Do you have a marketing background at all? Have you ever done any marketing, online marketing, email marketing?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, other than like what I'm doing right now in real estate, I just like mowed lawns, doing like kind of like not contractor work, but like just like simple stuff like installing a TV, installing just like stuff on Craigslist, like random stuff like that. But
Okay.
that's been like my whole main thing for a minute.
Yeah, so getting really good at marketing, like email marketing. So you post a deal and you say, hey, if you guys want to take a look at this, send me your email. You see people posting that all the time. Yeah, if you would save up, 100,000 emails, you could. Well, I guess we can cover this on another call, but you can start to like segregate that list to see like who's buying, who's not buying, who's responsive, who's looking at these deals, who's not. See who opens those emails. And if you got really good at that, I feel for whatever reason, I feel like young people get really good at that really quickly. But if you got good at just marketing, then you could focus a lot on dispo and getting rid of deals, and that's its own business in itself too. So if you're really doing marketing, I know a guy in Dallas that does 6 M's a year, and he only focuses on dispo.
Crazy.
Yeah.
I've wanted to start marketing in these like Spanish Facebook groups. Do you know anything about that? Like, have you ever like marketed in like, because I know San Antonio, like the majority of the people, they speak Spanish.
So in those groups,
yeah,
I would sell to those people. Yeah.
Because like most of them are kind of like contractors. That's so much fun.
Yeah, those people have cash ready to go. So they can buy whatever land you throw out there. They can buy it quickly and in cash with no bank. So yeah, I would definitely work on selling some deals in there. But I think collect their details, man, because a lot of those guys are tire kickers. And then they'll check out one of your properties and then you won't hear from them for 3 months and then they'll buy one from you. So you're always collecting people's details, their phone number and their email. If they say they're a buyer, add them to your list. And when you get a property, blast it to all of them. But if you're not collecting people's details and you're having conversations with them, you're giving up your time, but you're not recovering anything. You're not gaining anything. So always make sure you keep a contact list. Say, hey, land buyer San Antonio, land buyer Austin. Just tag them somehow. And then, like I said, every time you get a piece of land in Austin, you already have 600 emails to send out when you get a property and put in your pipeline.
Yeah, I actually never really thought about that, but yeah, I just took a note. I'm gonna start doing that because I've actually have been like throwing away some of these buyers that they're like interested like for a second, like, hey, yeah, I'll probably buy something, but they don't really text me back.
Yeah, if you end up using Hivemind, build you a form, and then that way when somebody says, hey, I'm interested in the property, cool, fill out this form and I'll send it to you right away. Ask for their phone number, their name, their email, everything. That way I'll show it to you, but I want your details.
Yeah, I've actually never heard about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, you could use that skill in any business, even outside of real estate. Yeah, you build a contact list and you can monetize it forever.
Sounds good. I appreciate that. I appreciate all this information. Seriously.
Oh, you're welcome, man. That's why these questions bring up good conversation that would benefit anybody. So that's why we just kind of have like an open forum just to see what people want to talk about.
Sounds good.
So, man, that was a good conversation. I think we lost a couple people. That's all right. There's always opportunity for people to watch it later.
Yeah, if they miss those few nuggets that we just shared right now, like, damn, that was a good 5 minutes right there.
It was. I think a lot of people underestimate what you hear, but they don't take action. That's the biggest thing. No action takers. I was I think me and Anthony, we say this freely all the time. We're like, we'll give away the whole game, but no one's going to take action. So we can say whatever we want.
That's kind of like an old, what do they call that? When it's like a saying, like an old adage or something. It's like, yeah, you can give the information away for free because there's not going to be that many people that are going to like take it and run with your idea. Like, it just for whatever reason, people they just don't take action. I'm the opposite. I take action even if I'm taking the wrong action. I'm still doing something and then see what shakes out. And I have Daniel to help me clean up the mess I made.
Sometimes.
Yeah. We're a good team, bro. We're a good team.
For everybody out there listening, just take action. What's crazy is that you think you're doing a lot of action till you do a lot of action, and then you get results, and you're like, man, I wasn't doing a lot of action for a long time. It's not, in hindsight, you're like, man, I could have done more. I could have done more. You kind of waste time. There's a tweet by Ed Lattimore. He says that every year that it takes you to take action, you're actually losing two because you have to make up that year that you should have took action. So there's only time against you. You gotta take action. Take action, go all in, and make something happen. There's no you sometimes you have no idea what comes up at the end of the rainbow. Like me and Anthony talk about all the time is that if you think about it, Hive Mind is 14 months old. We started it 14 months ago. That's it. 14 months ago. How many people remember stuff from 2-3 years ago and what you could have done if you had taken action 2-3 years ago? So we're still very young and we're making a lot of traction because we're taking a lot of action.
Yeah, I'll touch on that real quick. I think one thing we're doing is we're both working, really around the clock any given day. I never have to call Daniel and say, hey, are you working on anything? Like, I know he's over there killing himself. I'm kind of doing the same on my side. And yeah, again, you can automate, you can do a lot of things to lighten your load. But I mean, if you're doing action, you'll know it. You'll feel it. You'll feel it. And there's, like I said, a lot of the gurus paint the pictures like hands off, easy peasy, but nothing replaces hard work and really putting in the hours.
Yeah, 100%. We have a question. Raymond, go ahead.
Hey guys, thanks. This is my first time listening in, and I am at the point. I'm glad you guys brought this up, but I'm at the point where I've not yet taken action. I'm a sales manager in the car business, so I work about 10 to 12 hours a day currently. I'm not afraid to work any more than that. So I'm really wanting to get into real estate. As far as finding deals, I can cold call, I can sell. I mean, that's what I do all day anyhow. But what from an efficiency standpoint, given that I'm already dedicating a lot of time here, what would be the best route for me, given that time limit, to make the most impact and really get the most bang for my buck as far as that effort goes, as far as putting in that work?
Let me give this one a 60 seconds, Daniel, and then you can have it. You think so?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. My main thing when I hear somebody tell me what you just did, and I like that you're a hard worker already, because that might make the transition super easy for you. The main thing that I would have you focus on and just keep in the back of your mind, right? Because our brain starts to tell us these stories, and sometimes they're not true. So I would say whatever you're going to do, you can only get traction in real estate right now in one of two ways. One is if you invest your time, right? You said maybe cold calling or texting, whatever your magic sauce is going to be, but also investing your capital, right? So sometimes you can spend a little bit. You say, well, I have 15 minutes I can invest daily into this business, but I have, $1,000 a month I can put into this business, or 200 a month, whatever your magic number is. That's how you get traction without having to think about it. So it would be either an investment of your time or your capital, and that's it. So if you have a little bit of extra capital put aside, then I'd leverage both, right? Leverage your available time and your available capital.
Okay, that makes sense.
I'll hop in our behind you. Revenue generating activities. Everybody says it all the time, but if you are underwriting deals, it's probably the best opportunity for your time. You need to be making offers and talking to sellers. A lot of people, they'll underwrite every possible deal, but you're wasting time by not talking to sellers. So making sure every opportunity you have, you're talking to motivated sellers, because you talk to more motivated sellers, you're going to trip over a deal. And me and Anthony talk about it all the time, is that if you put yourself in a position where there's opportunity in front of you, one will always close.
Okay. I like that. And so, to go back to what Anthony said, the one of two ways, I don't have that much time. I can probably commit about an hour a day, but I do have plenty of capital. So I'm happy to use both. Go ahead. Sorry.
I was gonna say, if you have plenty of capital and not a lot of time, you might want to focus on type of leads that you target. So you might want to do like PPC or direct mail. That way it's a little bit more capital extensive, but you're talking to people that want to talk to you. They're inbound leads.
Okay. I understand. All right. All right, very cool. I appreciate that.
Yep.
Hey,
No,
I'll say one thing.
go
Daniel
ahead.
and myself, we're about to pilot a new lead program that we're about to launch. It sounds like you might be a good candidate for it, and you probably don't need as much capital as you might be thinking right now. So we have a private conversation, and we have 1 or 2 people that you can talk to that have already started the pilot, and they're already doing well too. So if you want to take a look at that, we can chat offline.
Yeah, I'd like to.
Yep, and that's all it is, man. It's time and money. If it's time, you got to prospect a lot more. If it's money, if you have the money, you got to pay for higher leads that come in to you hot. Inbound leads are the best type because they already raised their hand, they already dialed that number, they already sent that email that they want to sell their property. So those are the better type of hotter leads that you're going to work with.
I'll say something right now on
Yeah,
that. Those leads. I've done roughly, and this could be right under, right over 6 figures a year on a single deal for the last 3 years on this campaign. So it's just something that I ran part-time, low volume as well. So when people say I made 6 figures in real estate and they celebrate, that's amazing. That kind of money would change anybody's life. But like I said, we've managed to do that on a single transaction over and over again now.
Right. Okay. That sounds good. And that's what I'm trying to do. I mean, I put in a ton of time here, and it's gotten me where I am. And, the money is no longer a real issue. I make more than I need, really. And so I want to do something on my own, though. So that's the motivation behind this. Again, not afraid to hustle, not afraid to work, still do it every day here, but want to branch out on my own and do this.
I was at an engineer's office today, and the guy told us that he was working with another team. They bought a lot here in the San Antonio area, and they're not even from Texas, but they bought a lot from the San Antonio area. They spent like $12 million on it, and they did some roads in there. They put in about $3 million worth of roads, $3.5 million worth of roads and infrastructure, and I think they made $28 million from their $12 million investment, and it took them 2 years. So I'm like, man, you might as well at least be looking for one of those, even if you only found one of them over the course of the next 10 years, and you put 2 years into it, and you made $6 to $12 million. Like, golly, do one.
Everybody should have one of those, I think.
Yeah, even if you only did one a decade, you know what I mean? Like, shoot, 6 to 12 million a decade. That's fine. It's a lot of money in some countries.
Right. Yeah. Everybody wants a grand slam, man. Everybody wants a grand slam. That's cool.
Yeah. The cool thing about this business is that they come across often. Somebody said that quote. I forgot how they said it. I'm really famous for messing up quotes, but they said like every deal or the deal, the opportunity of a lifetime comes by every week in this business. And I agree, man. Yeah, we're looking at some cool stuff right now.
Yeah, that's exciting. Yeah. So I'd love to talk more about some of the programs and that pilot program you were talking about. Because again, I got some time. I don't have a lot of time, but if I could, spend a little bit of capital, get some hotter leads, and again, make the most of the time that I do commit to it, that'd be fantastic.
Yeah, these would go like, especially when I first started, I'd be like sitting down for dinner, and then ding, you get a text message on your phone. And it's like a person that literally just filled out the form seconds ago, and they want to talk about selling you their property. So I'd get up from the restaurant and walk outside and take it. I don't do that anymore these days, but I mean, literally, that's how hot they were. Be in the movie theater, just walk out, because I knew that was going to be a contract. So
right,
they're good leads. Yeah, they're of course, when you're running a lead campaign, 1 out of 20 might be garbage. That all you need is one. Like I said, one a year can be a significant year.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And it's kind of like what I do. I'm also in charge of internet sales, so I'm looking at the inbound leads. I'm distributing them, make sure my guys do what they need to do. I help coach them throughout the sale and tell them what they should say. And I've been there already before. I've done what they've done. A lot of it sounds, and I don't know too much about what you all do, but it sounds like a lot of what I do and what I'm assuming you guys do. There's some similarities there, and there's some overlap in skill set and process.
It's the exact same thing. Everything you just said, you just take out the word cars and you just put in land now. And same thing, training team members, helping other people become successful. So we based our whole business model off of JV deals, like partnering with people. So it was our mission to say, okay, we'll teach the whole entire country how to do, or the whole globe now in this case, because we're popping up everywhere, We'll teach everybody how to market for these types of assets. And then whenever somebody wants to partner with us, here we are. So it's a cool business model, but it is based on the community becoming successful so that we can start to look at more and more deals. And right now, the frequency of us analyzing deals is going up so much to the point to where we might have to bring on like full-time underwriters.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's awesome, man. That is awesome.
It's getting fun. We're just starting. We're not doing crazy numbers yet, but the momentum is shifting in our favor, and we would love to be able to share that with the community and see a lot of people win. People all around me are quitting their jobs.
Absolutely.
So I know something's working.
Yeah, that's a goal, man. That's a goal. And everything's good here, but the rug could get pulled out from under me at any moment, and I know it. So that's the way it is when you work for somebody else.
Yeah, this is a cool way to work for yourself. Like literally, I could just have my cell phone in my pocket and I'm at work. So that could be a blessing and a curse. But I said, really, there's no reason for you to be, at the office. Like you could literally be anywhere you want. And I won't say a beach, but literally, you could be at home in your socks, doing these deals.
Right. And yeah, that's the thing that it is with this is, I'm confined to this location for all that time. And, I can't get up and move around. I can't, run down the street or, do those things because all the business that we do is produced out of this one building.
Yeah. And then you can kind of fill in the gaps. It sounds like you're in a busier position, but if you do get 5 or 10 minutes to do nothing, you can respond to emails, hit people back on text message, and then also partnering with somebody. If you know somebody who's ambitious and they would love to get into something like this too, you could partner with that person and say, hey, every time I get a lead, it's going to text your phone and it's going to text my phone, and we need to jump on it immediately. Right.
Absolutely.
So that way there's 2 people watching it, something like that. And then you could do some kind of split with the person that's helping you do some of those background operations.
Absolutely. Yeah. And here too, I know a lot of great salespeople, a lot of motivated individuals. So, it's good news.
Okay, brother.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time, guys.
That's what we're here for, man. That's what we're here for. For everybody here, we do these calls every week. We're here to provide value. We're here to provide information, and definitely check us out. We are everywhere, literally everywhere you can think of. TikTok, Twitch, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, Spotify. I mean, we're everywhere. So definitely check us out. We're here to provide a lot of information. We do these calls every Monday and Thursday, so feel free to catch us in the next one. Thanks for the great questions. What makes these calls good is the questions. So if it's just one-sided conversation, we can't provide as value we can without the questions. So next time, bring your questions, and we're here to help any way you can, any way we can. There you go.
The show is sponsored by The List Guys. Do you need more leads in your local or virtual market? 1 in 10 small businesses don't invest in any kind of marketing. The List Guys have over 35 plus list types to choose from, and you can mix and match any list or criteria. We also use the Skip Trace list and provide up to 7 numbers and email addresses. Every list you purchase will be scrubbed against previous purchases. The List Guys are here to save you time. Contact the List Guys today at www.onelistguys.com. That's www.1listguys.com.
Appreciate everybody coming out. That concludes today's call. We'll be here Thursday. Have a good day, guys.